Okay, my name is Susan Spann, and I'm from the Birmingham area in Alabama. And my journey actually began at birth, but my diagnosis journey began about 11 years ago after I had chickenpox and measles at age 29. So I was like, wait, this isn't normal. And I went to seek diagnosis. My diagnosis is still in fine-tuning. I've been told I have hypoagammaglobulinemia, as well as specific antibody disorder, IgG subclass deficiency, a complement deficiency, and pretty much basically all the signs of CVID, as well as IgA deficiency and IgM deficiency. And then as far as my treatment goes, I didn't start treatment until a couple years ago. I had been on antibiotics, so many that I developed allergies to basically all of them. So it made antibiotic usage dangerous. I had sepsis in February of 2017, and that was the last straw for me. Nearly dying, I guess, is what it took to get my doctors to pay attention. Finally, one of my doctors was like, this is the last resort, but we're going to challenge the meningitis vaccine. I'm glad he did, because I failed. And that was enough for my insurance company to say, okay, you qualify for treatment. So he started me on IVIG, and I've done much better on the treatment. I had a little bit of a hiccup this past winter. It was rough on everyone, though. And one of my doctors was like, well, maybe the medicine isn't working, so maybe we should trial you off. And I was just like, no, but wait, no, I was never told I was going to be 100% infection-free with the treatment, just that I should have a reduction in the severity of the infections and a reduction in the number of infections. I'm a person who's gone from at least 12 infections a year and antibiotics almost every other week to I can't remember the last antibiotic I was on. All I know is it was at least 3 or 4 months ago. That's huge. So we advocated with my nurses at the clinic I get my infusion at. We advocated with the patient advocate at the healthcare system I am in, as well as my own constant badgering through portal. And finally the doctor said, okay, we're not trialing you off. You're on it at least for the remainder of your insurance year. Now I have a new doctor because he stepped back. I love my new doctor. She's amazing, and she's not in a hurry to pull me off my medicine. She said it's working clinically. So that's enough to keep me on it. In the meantime, I've also found out I have autoimmune issues, and I'm basically allergic to myself. But, by the time you hear this, you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, how do you manage? How do you manage? Why are you not more depressed than that? Because I can't afford to be depressed. I don't have time to get depressed. If I get depressed, I'm basically dead. So my attitude is one that says, there's somebody out there who has it way worse than I do. I've got to accept that I have this going on. There's treatment for most of everything going on with me. I'm optimistic that one day in the future there might even be a cure for some of what's going on with me. Just like it took me time to embrace my autism, and I accept that I am autistic, it's taken me on a journey to accept everything else that's going on with me. And with that, that's how I can remain positive. A lot of it comes down, again, though, to learning how to advocate for yourself, not being afraid to advocate for yourself. And every now and then you might burn a bridge here and there, but if you burn the bridge, that just means that's somebody that you shouldn't be worrying about anyway. That's not the kind of doctor you need. That's not the kind of person you need in your life. I've had a lot of changes in my doctors in this past year, and that's okay. Some of it for the good, some of it for the bad. But it's important that you have doctors you trust and that you can fully put your faith in. And if you can't do that, you need a new doctor. If you can't open up and just say, look, dude, I know I'm complicated. You try to figure out what's going on with me and help me not be so complicated. If you can't do that with somebody, get a new doctor real fast, please. Like, just run. Don't walk out of their office. Run and get a new doctor. If your doctor, you don't feel like they're communicating with you well enough, get a new doctor. Or find a patient advocate, especially in a larger healthcare system. You should have patient advocates. The patient advocates, I can't speak highly enough for them. Most of them have to listen to so many complaints, so many issues, so many concerns that it can become overwhelming for them, but I can't speak highly enough for what they do and what they can help do. Which of course also leads to insurance. If you're having issues with your insurance, advocate. Keep harassing them if you have to, even to get them to do their job. A lot of times insurance companies will leave us hanging high and dry, and we're like, oh my goodness, why did they deny that? Fight. Just keep advocating. And in doing that, I think you can find the positivity in even the worst of your days.